Well, we're here at the Cliffs Valley. We've actually lived here 25 years, so it's kind of grown up around us. And we picked this lot mainly for the view, for the location and the view. And you certainly see the leaves changing this time of year and everything. So it's been a wonderful time for us here at the Cliffs. And this was back in 1998. And I had been in Greenville for about 30 years at the time. We knew of Arbor Engineering, and we met a gentleman named Tom Keith who came up and looked at the property at the time, and he said this would be something that I'd be interested in doing. And the relationship just grew from there. We were aware of the weather. Of course, you live in the mountains. Who would ever think a hurricane would come knocking on your front door? The storm came across the top of Glassy Mountain and then directly right at us. I walked by the kitchen window and saw two giant white oak trees, you know, almost 100-year-old trees, I mean, huge, that at the same time went shoof. So we were in utter disbelief. I told my wife, I said, I'm going to call Arbor Engineering. I said, I don't know what else to do. I think the thing that surprised me was, I guess on Monday morning or maybe Tuesday, I got a phone call, and it was Arbor Land Design. And that's kind of how it started. And so from the very beginning, Arbor Land Design was right there with us and guided us through the whole process. And fortunately, the team at Arbor, with all the experiences that they've had in Greenville over the years, they knew the right partners to bring to the table.
The fun part about the job is being able to make spaces where people live, where they breathe, where life happens. Everything from how the space is molded to the plants that we select, all of that goes into how people will experience a space with the aroma, the color, the light. You know, how we frame spaces, not to force people to use a space in a certain way, but to allow them to use a space in a certain way.
We still have the beauty even more so than we had before. It certainly enhanced the home and the property. The way it was put together, using ideas that I never dreamed of, that Arbor came up with, working with their vendors, and of the vision that they had to see what had happened and to know how to make it better.